From inside the car we see the road at night. Traffic lights changing colors. Other cars on the road, etc. The time sequences have been played around with quick, slow, backwards, forwards, still images. This suggests that time is being played with a room. No personality, neutral colors. It could be anywhere. An empty wooden chair has been pushed over backwards in the center of the room. There is nothing else. We see all four walls. Mr. Jenkins has appeared in the chair. On the floor, he lays backwards, arms outstretched like a crucifixion. His jacket is on the chair's back. He stands, puts his jacket on, picks the chair up, and explores the room. He takes his jacket off again, sits down, facing away from the door. Man enters. He stands. Sit down. Man laughs. Jenkins sits. The elusive Mr. Jenkins. I trust we find you in good order. Laughs again. Man walks up close behind him, touches his shoulder. When Mr. Jenkins turns, he is gone. The noise of the door shutting suggests he used it, although we do not see him leave. He does several things in the room. Pushes at the door, lays on the floor, stands on the chair, to push at the ceiling, etc. This culminates in him kicking the chair over, and punching the wall. When he looks back into the room, it has been reset, and man is there. He approaches Mr. Jenkins with ominous intent. Man, loudly. So, Mr. Jenkins jumps despite already being aware of his presence. Mr. Jenkins, where am I? Man, you're sat here, in this room. Mr. Jenkins, well, what's outside the room? Man, well, this room is 327, so next door would be, Mr. Jenkins, 326. Man, yeah, if you want. Have you decided what you're going to do? Mr. Jenkins, do about what? Man, about what? Mr. Jenkins, yes. Man, so it's a yes then. Consults clipboard as if to tick the yes box. Mr. Jenkins, no, I didn't say yes to anything. Man, you did say yes. Mr. Jenkins, well, yes, I know I said yes, but I didn't know what I was saying yes to. Man, then why did you say yes? If you didn't know what you were saying yes to, that is, Mr. Jenkins, I just don't know what you want me to say. If you have a question, can't you just ask me directly? As Mr. Jenkins talks, he is distracted, and trails away, by a car revving to the left. He stands, turns to man, who has vanished. The car screeches, and is heard hitting something, to which Mr. Jenkins reacts accordingly, as if the car is coming through the wall. He tries to escape the room, rattling the doorknob. He looks around. Man is laying backward in the chair, arms outstretched in a mirror of Jenkins' opening position. Mr. Jenkins, help, man. So what now, Mr. Jenkins? Mr. Jenkins, you can't keep me here. Man, of course not. Stands, picks the chair up casually, brushes himself off deliberately. The door's unlocked. You could just leave, if you think that would help. Or, you could sit down, and fill the form in. Mr. Jenkins, what, so I can leave? Man, you could leave, yes. Or you could sit down, and fill the form in. Mr. Jenkins, what form? Man, the form. Mr. Jenkins, oh, well, okay. Picks up coat. He goes to the door, opens it a bit, only to hear a child screaming. From outside the room we see the glow of an intense blue light, but we do not see outside the room itself. He shuts it, looks back, but man is gone, composes himself and tries the door again, but it is now locked. He returns his coat to the back of the chair and sits down. Man is gone. A table has appeared with the form on it. Sped up, he fills the form in. Whilst he fills it in, we see man's face on a fade, as if a clip from a different conversation is being shown. Man, what do I think? I think you're on a quest for sense. You investigate the means for escape, but do not endeavor to do so. Your heart is not in it. Your heart's never been in anything, has it? Mr. Jenkins cease contemplating escape, and determine what it is you escape from. Not the room. The room is a beginning. Will you ever discover the ending? I doubt it. What I think is irrelevant, though. I'm no more a part of your experience than the chair you sit on, the walls, the door. What I think is irrelevant. Man enters the room, paces behind Mr. Jenkins, who is not aware of his presence. He finishes filling the form in. So you decided to stay, Mr. Jenkins. I have been here before. Only it wasn't this room, it was the other room. Well, it was this room but through there, man, this room. Mr. Jenkins, yes, man, through there, Mr. Jenkins, yes, man, you're really not making any sense, Mr. Jenkins, there is no sense, it's all, there's no sense, it's a nonsense, nonsense. Man, I see what you did there, very clever, where were we, Mr. Jenkins, the form, man, what form, Mr. Jenkins, the form, man, the form, that isn't important, Mr. Jenkins, what is important then, man, what do you think, Mr. Jenkins, I think, no, I know, I shouldn't have driven that night, as if to himself, I paid the fucking price though didn't I? Man, this isn't about how you fucking died, Mr. Jenkins, well what is it about then? By now they are in each other's faces, eyeball to eyeball. Man pauses, calmly steps back, as if to defuse the situation. Then, suddenly, man slams his hand forcefully onto Mr. Jenkins' head. Through a montage we see a man put his tie on, door shut, a gate close, feet walking down a road, the scream of a child, then a young boy's face covered in blood pleading for help, feet pounding back down a road, a gate shut, a door close, the lock click, then a kettle snapping on. Mr. Jenkins, pleading, I didn't do that, you've got it wrong. Man pushes him backwards off the chair, he opens his eyes with a start, as he did when the film began. We have reached the beginning, the entire piece is played out in fast time again, stopping when man's hand hits Mr. Jenkins' head. The piece ends as Mr. Jenkins opens his eyes for the third time.